You are abusing Section 50 right now.
I'm not abusing
Yes,
Section
you are.
50.
Yes,
I
you
require
are.
you under
West Yorkshire
Section
Police
50
are going to court
to
for this.
provide
Section
your name
50,
and
I'm
your
taking
address.
Welcome to Watch Law. Know your rights. Watch the law in action.
This episode is brought to us by News Now Yorkshire. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor News Now, aka Michael, is standing outside Hull police station filming with a friend when officers arrive and immediately reach for powers they clearly don't understand. Details are demanded under Section 50 without the legal threshold being met. And when Michael calmly pushes back with facts, the response isn't reflection. It's a threat of arrest. Instead of backing down, Michael does what these officers never expect. He documents it properly, turns it into a civil claim, and hands it straight to HNK solicitors.
Some reports from some members of the public from the front counter that is feeling a bit harassed. Right, obviously by you being in and out of the front counter.
You have been in and out of the front
All
counter.
right, obviously we've got vulnerable victims.
You have been in and out of the front counter.
Just let me explain.
No, let me explain. You have been
We've
in
got
and out.
vulnerable victims
You
in
have
and out
been
of the police station that are feeling a little bit harassed by you filming
No,
around the
you're wrong
station. Right, can I just take your name and your address,
I'll give you
please?
my name on one condition.
No, I'm asking you. for
Yeah,
your name
and I'm
address.
telling you, and I'm replying, I'm saying, you get my name and address on one condition. You take that gang sign off.
What gang sign?
That gang sign
That's
there.
not relevant to why I'm here, is it? Just get your name and address, please, on Section 50 of the Police Reform Act.
Do you believe that I'm committing antisocial behaviour
At
right
this
now?
moment, yes, so that's why I'm required to provide your name and your address.
What ground? What makes you think that I'm committing antisocial behaviour?
Especially recording at a police station.
Recording at a police station is not antisocial.
Right, guys, we've been told, and we've had information from the front counter, that
Yeah.
people in there waiting to be seen by
Yeah.
officers, victims of crime,
Yeah.
are feeling harassed
So we're going to go back
by
around
your
and film them.
behaviour
We're
at the
gonna go
front
back around
counter.
and film
Just
them.
listen to
I
what
want-
I'm saying. I'm
You
telling
listen-
you what the information
Okay,
is. You've asked
yeah.
me, let me answer.
This is a complete misfire of Section 50, and the officer gives it away in his own explanation. Michael and his friend aren't filming victims, they're filming police. Filming a police station from public space doesn't become harassment just because someone inside the building might feel uncomfortable. Harassment requires conduct directed at a person, not the passive act of recording a building. Michael isn't approaching anyone, following anyone, or interacting with vulnerable people at all. The idea that filming a facade somehow harasses unseen individuals inside a station stretches the word beyond recognition, and it certainly doesn't meet the legal threshold needed to start demanding names.
So, they're feeling harassed, okay.
So you should go and explain to them
we
that
are
filming
going
in
to
public
speak
is
to them in a
completely
moment.
illegal.
We're gonna
It's not
speak to both
harassment,
sides.
and you are abusing Section 50 right now.
I'm not abusing
Yes,
Section
you are.
50.
Yes,
I
you
require
are.
you under
West Yorkshire
Section
Police are
50
going to court
to
for this.
provide your
Section
name
50,
and
I'm
your
taking them to
address.
court.
What is your name,
You'll
sir?
be next. You'll be next.
What is your name, sir?
What's the details of Section 50 that requires me to give my details? What's the
Constable
wording
in
of the law?
uniform is required. You are required to give your name and address to a constable in uniform if we believe you're acting in an
And what's
antisocial
the
manner.
belief that we're committing an antisocial
The
behaviour manner?
information that has been
No,
passed.
we've been
You're asking
filming.
me a question.
You could
Let
get
me
arrested, you know.
respond.
Okay, so let's have a conversation.
So that
then.
is any person that is not in the same household.
Yep.
Okay. I'm quite happy the people that are feeling alarmed
Yep.
are not from your household.
Correct.
So, under that act, as you
Yep.
well pointed out when I turned up, I require you to provide your name
Yep.
and your address.
Also, under that same act, you have to have reasonable suspicion that I am committing
and I
antisocial behaviour.
have.
And what's
So
that-
I require,
what's that
if you fail to provide
reasonable-
those
where's the
details,
reasonable
you
suspicion?
can be arrested.
Where's the
So
reasonable
I am
suspicion?
asking you one more
He's asking you
time.
for reasonable suspicion.
Excuse me, I'm not talking
No,
to
he's
you,
asking you
sir.
a fair
I'm asking you
question
one
there.
more time to provide
Bully
your
enough,
name and
man.
your address.
If I'm required to do
Failure
so,
to do so,
This is why
you
they're
can be
rating-
arrested.
if I'm required to do so by law, then I will.
they're
But just
abusing
before
it.
I do, I would like to know what the grounds are that you suspect that I'm committing
I've
antisocial
explained
behaviour.
that to you already.
Michael tells him outright the power is being abused. And instead of reassessing, the officer doubles down. He starts throwing out vague phrases like any person not from the same household being alarmed, as if that magically satisfies the law. It doesn't. Section 50 doesn't activate because someone might feel something. It requires an actual public order offense or a real evidenced risk of one. The arrest threat is the clearest admission that this isn't about safeguarding anyone inside the station. It's about forcing compliance. Give me your details or you'll be arrested. Isn't law enforcement here? It's coercion. Section 50 becomes a blunt instrument, not to address disorder, but to punish refusal.
You said
What is your name, please,
No,
sir?
there's no grounds. You don't have grounds. You don't have grounds.
What is your name?
But out of fear of arrest and threat
I
of
have
violence...
reasonable grounds to suspect, and I've explained that.
No, you don't.
So I am
No, you
asking you now to
don't.
provide
You've got to
your
find
name.
yourself in
Out
civil
of
court here,
fear
mate.
of arrest
and threat of violence, I will provide you my details.
Right, is
duress.
there anything I can
Under
reasonably
duress.
say or do for you to provide
duress
under
is
the
giving
Police
you it.
Reform Act your name and your address?
You could provide me with reasonable grounds, but like I've just said, under threat of violence, fear,
Definitely. Threat of violence.
I've explained that.
Fear
I'm going to
and
ask you
duress.
one more time. And
let me
for
just
your
finish,
name
and then I will.
your address.
out of threat of violence, fear, and duress, I will give my details under that section unlawfully.
What's your name, please, sir?
I'm going
Michael.
to film every single member of public going in
Mike.
that building now.
Michael.
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 And your last name?
Listen, Michael.
Right, I do apologise because the radio's talking to me. We've got
You're
cars
quite
pulling
rude
in
to us
and
though,
out.
guys. You've
So,
completely
Michael,
abused
what
our
is your
powers.
last name?
I've just given you it.
I'm asking you again.
Hey, listen, you're really rude.
No, you're
No,
rude.
you're
No,
rude,
no, no,
you're
no,
rude,
no.
because you're abusing section 50.
Powers, mate. You're rude.
We're not the ones that's shouting
Michael.
here.
No, you're
What is
abusing
your
powers,
surname?
mate. You're very rude. You don't
I just
abuse
told you.
police powers.
I'm asking you again because I didn't hear you.
Well, that's your problem, not mine, isn't it?
Michael gives his details for one reason only. The officer has backed him into a corner with an arrest threat. That's not cooperation. It's submission. When liberty is put on the line, people comply to avoid being dragged away, not because the demand is lawful. Then the second officer calling Michael rude is pure audacity. Michael gives the surname. The officer fails to hear it, and instead of correcting himself, he reframes Michael as difficult. That's not accidental. It's narrative control. When officers realize a power has been stretched too far, they often switch to tone and attitude to justify what just happened. Label the person rude, awkward, or obstructive, and suddenly the abuse of Section 50 gets buried under character judgment.
Michael, I'm not playing games. I'm asking you for your surname, please.
I've given you it. Under the section of law that you've stated, I've already given you my surname.
Right, and I couldn't hear you because of the vehicles coming in the
Are
gate.
you recording?
Right, what is your address, Michael?
Do I have to give my address under
You
that
do,
section?
yes.
I don't know your date of birth.
You never asked me for my date of birth, and I'm
Don't
not
need
required
his
to give my date of birth under that
let
section
me
of law.
just say
And
that
this man
once,
knows that,
guys.
that's why I didn't ask.
Guys, you're dismissed. Have a nice day. You are dismissed. We no longer require your services. You're very rude. You came over and abused your powers, talking about antisocial. We're not antisocial. We've been perfectly fine. We've not spoken to one single person. And you know, when I speak to professional standards later, they're going to confirm everything like they always do. All right, I get complaints upheld. I've got 3 civil claims against police forces across the United Kingdom because you're corrupt. Why is there so much police corruption, police abuse? There is, mate.
Why do you always
No,
abuse
right,
section
listen,
50?
do you know what, right? Do you know what? You're quite reasonable, you are quite reasonable, mate. The way that you hold yourself and the way that you've been speaking to us, but do you know him? He's a bully boy.
How would you feel if people start recording at the station? You know, it's not right. It's not the right thing. So we,
Yeah.
like you said, like this like
Is that in
private
your
people
opinion
come
or in
in-
law? Because in law it says that we can do this, but in your opinion it's that we can't. And you
Exactly,
abuse
yeah.
section 50 because of your opinion, because of your ego, and because of your feelings.
Thank you. There you go, Michael. We act within the boundaries of the law, and we know what we're doing.
He drops law entirely and switches to opinion. How would you feel? It's not the right thing. That isn't a legal test. It's a moral lecture, and Michael nails it instantly. The law doesn't ask officers how they'd feel if they were on the other side. It asks whether the conduct is lawful. Officers are trained to apply objective standards, reasonable suspicion, specific offenses, identifiable victims. None of those rely on empathy hypotheticals. When officers lean on how would you feel, it's usually because they can't point to a power that actually applies. Michael calling that out matters because it shows the difference between what the law allows and what an officer wishes people wouldn't do.
What we said on the beginning of this video, which is going to show, we're at Hull Police Station today, right? And we're going to show you guys today if Hull Police Station want to abuse the powers of the Section 50. And I said that before I even spoke to you guys.
Right, guys, we've got your details. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll run
have a
you
nice
through.
day. You're dismissed,
Okay,
guys.
so
We don't need your advice.
dismissed,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Thank you.
your
Dismissed.
advice is
You
Jen,
Don't
dismissed.
abuse
I'm asking
anybody.
you-
dismissed.
Your advice is don't abuse anybody. Don't be brutalising members of public.
Stop abusing
right.
section
Yeah,
50.
don't do
yeah.
that, mate, because it happens
no.
frequently, all right? And people are scared of that
Certainly don't
uniform.
within this force.
Yes, it
Okay.
does, mate. I would only
So
up
what
here
I'm
the week
advising you both,
reporting
gents,
on
okay,
corruption.
swear to advice.
Humberside police officers. I was only up
Stay
here last
away
week
from the
reporting
gate.
on
Stay
corruption
away
at
from
Humberside
front
police.
I'm off in front office right now,
Okay.
mate. What are you
I'm
going to do
going
about
in
it?
front office,
Nothing.
yeah.
Do you want to
I'm
do
gonna
nothing?
give
So what words of advice? Stay away because
Words
members
of
of the public
yeah,
are
we
feeling
don't care.
harassed.
We don't care,
All
mate.
right.
We're not harassing nobody.
So-
We're not harassing nobody, mate.
I'm
so we
asking
don't
you to
care.
stay away.
I
I'm
feel
giving you
harassed by
those
you
words
now.
of
You're
advice.
harassing me
All
now.
I don't need your advice, mate.
Okay,
Go
we
away.
need to speak to you again. We will do,
You're
gents.
dismissed, guys.
See you later.
Appreciate your
You're
time.
dismissed.
Thank
You're
you.
dismissed.
Have
Bye-bye.
a lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Have a lovely day.
We're going to go in
guys.
front counter now, yeah? After the situation, we did our usual thing and we spoke to H&K solicitors. And H&K solicitors, like in Barton, they dealt with everything. And I got a nice £1,000 payout from Humberside Police Big up to Lee Freeman. What a legend.
They leave thinking they've won because they got what they wanted in the moment. Names, compliance, silence. That's always the mistake. Michael doesn't need the last word on the pavement. He lets time and process do the work. The 1000 award isn't dramatic, but it's precise. A clean acknowledgement that the officer's interpretation of the law didn't survive scrutiny. And once again, the cost lands nowhere near the people who caused it. The officers go back on shift unchanged while the public bankrolls the lesson they refuse to learn on the street. That's why this keeps happening. When the consequence of abusing powers is absorbed by the force as a faceless payout, there's no incentive to improve decision-making. If even a fraction of these awards followed the officer financially or professionally, Section 50 wouldn't be thrown around so casually. What makes this episode stand out isn't just the misuse of power, but how casually it was done. There's no urgency, no chaos, no genuine threat, just officers comfortable escalating because they assume there will be no consequence. They rely on the idea that most people will back down, hand over details, and walk away quietly. Michael didn't. He let the process run its full course. And when it did, the officer's version of events couldn't survive outside the street where it was created. And a lot of you have said the same thing in the comments. This only keeps happening because the consequences are too soft. I agree. When unlawful behavior results in nothing more than a payout absorbed by the force, there's no corrective pressure. Real change comes when misuse of powers affects careers progression and personal accountability. Training matters, yes, but consequences change behavior. Until officers know that abusing legislation follows them, not the taxpayer, these encounters will keep repeating. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out News Now Yorkshire. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching.